The OMD E-M1X is Olympus's flagship camera, packing some impressive features with a design tailored towards the sports and wildlife photographers. Last year we saw the E-M5 Mark III take on a much higher spec than expected from an enthusiast level camera, and today I'm pleased to announce that Olympus have done this again with this, the OMD E-M1 Mark III. Stealing the great high-end features from the E-M1X and squishing them down into a smaller, more portable size. We've come here to Dorset to put it through its paces and to see if it lives up to the expectations that Olympus has promised.
Weighing in at 580 grams, making it just 6 grams heavier than its predecessor, the Mark III houses a 20.4 megapixel live MOS sensor at its core. Along with this we have the newly developed TruePic9 imaging processor, helping to provide the power behind the Mark III's advanced features, new high-speed processing and autofocus algorithms. At a first glance, the Mark III appears to be the same as before, but slight changes to the design and handling allow for more efficient manual control. The ergonomics of the deep and wide front and rear grips place the E-M1 comfortably in your hands. A relocation of the ISO button is easily reachable without changing your position, and on the back you will see the addition of the multi-selector, or joystick as I would call it, adopted from the E-M1X, making your AF selection far quicker and easier.
Sports and wildlife photography is what the E-M1X is best known for, but with 18 frames continuous shooting and some really clever autofocus features, the E-M1 Mark III can certainly handle itself well with a moving subject.
At this point I lost the Mark III and passed it across to one of the guys, whilst I suited up ready to take a dip. You can capture up to 78 raw images at 18 frames per second with autofocus and auto exposure tracking, via both the viewfinder and LCD. And with blackout free shooting you can precisely follow your subject even when moving fast. Locking off your AF and AE boosts the E-M1's performance up to a maximum 60 frames per second at full resolution, meaning you can capture every split second or moment in time. The Mark III borrows the same shutter as the E-M1X that meets the expectations of professional photographers, now rated up to 400,000 actuations, doubling its count from the previous model. You will need a high-speed card to keep up with these frame rates, and the dual card slots allow for one UHS-2 compatible card and the other USH-1. Equipped with a 121-point all-cross-type phase detection AF sensor, covering a massive 75% vertically and 80% horizontally, really allows you to use that joystick to select your perfect focusing area. Customizable AF target areas on the Mark III are ideal for a variety of different subjects, and when I say customizable I really mean it. You can select from 11 vertical or horizontal points to create your chosen autofocus area, which best suits your subject's needs. If shooting birds for example in flight, you can bin off all the extra points and just concentrate on the body and wings of your feathery friend. You still have the option of 5, 9 and 25 point AF target selection too. The selection of advanced face and eye priority autofocus has been dramatically improved, thanks to the performance of the new TruePic9 processor and new AF algorithms. This also helps when the face or eye are smaller or in the distance, and the E-M1 can effortlessly track your subject throughout your frame, even when the face is side on. The new AF feature is dedicated just for focusing in astrophotography. Starry Sky as it's called gives a highly accurate autofocus where you would normally only tend to use manual focusing. Two options are available, with one being speed priority for when time is limited, and the other is accuracy priority, which starts by using a very highly detailed focus scan to give sharp and clear end results. The E-M1 is capable of focusing down to -6 EV for better precision in dark and low lit areas, and with an ISO range of 64 to 25,600, along with the low noise processing circuit, help to improve your images in high sensitivity shooting. I met up with a friend to check out how well the low light modes of the Mark III worked, and for obvious reasons this was about to be tested fairly extensively. Now I wouldn't recommend trying this at home, and Gary has been doing this for years. When shooting in dark or low lit areas, not only is focusing sometimes a challenge, but also getting the right composition of your subjects too. But the LV boost feature allows you to see your whole frame on the LCD or in the EVF quickly and easily, making shooting these trickier shots a breeze. I no longer have to spend time lighting up the top and edges of my frame before I even think about my settings that I'll be using. It's certainly not night vision, but it made it feel that way whilst I was shooting. Traditional bulb photography is something of a trial and error to get the right exposure times for your images, but with a dedicated bulb selection found on the dial, you can quickly switch to live time, live bulb, or live composite mode. Once you select the correct mode for your subject, and for me this was live time, I simply clicked to start the exposure and then clicked again to stop it. Whilst this happened, I was able to see the image being created on the LCD, so I knew exactly when to hit stop. This left me with some creative shots using the wire wall and firepoi. Live composite now supports shooting up to a maximum of 6 hours, but you will need some form of power supply when doing this. First thing tomorrow, we're heading up for sunrise at Golden Cap. We've obviously got a CSC kit here and a full frame DSLR kit here. Adrian said that we've got a challenge, so one of us will be carrying one kit, hopefully I'm on this one, and the other kit hopefully for you. I'm not sure how we're supposed to decide, although I think I've just seen how we're deciding. Thanks. Which would you like? Okay. Seems I'm going to be carrying the slightly heavier, larger kit tomorrow morning. We woke up early and left the car park close to the start of our big summit attempt of Golden Cap. In all honesty, it is just a big hill, but we nicknamed it the Mountain of Dorset to make the trek feel a bit more adventurous. Now this is by no means a serious or scientific challenge, but packing the equivalent kit, if we forget about the sensor size difference, from the digital SLR system and the mirrorless system certainly makes a notable weight change when on my back. I tend to spend a lot of time out on adventures, climbing up mountains or dangling off cliffs, so the spare space I have to carry my camera gear is limited, and this is where things like the E-M1 Mark III and its Pro series of lenses really come into their own. Vivid colours and high contrast displays are available with the 2.36 million dot OLED electronic viewfinder, which refreshes at an incredible 120 frames per second. You can also utilise the 3-inch rotating touch LCD screen that made framing my shots super quick and simple, and with that full rotation, content creators will love it for their solo footage. A pleasant change to the display sees the E-M1 take on the option of a more simplified info display, only showing the key information most photographers rapidly want to check. This is a lot better when compared to their super control view, which can be a little overwhelming displaying all of your current mode settings. You can also use the screen or viewfinder to select from 5 levels of filters from ND2, a 1-stop filter, to ND32, a 5-stop filter. The live ND effect can be seen in real time, showing you exactly how your image will look with all the milky clouds or water.
Utilising the same gyros found inside the E-M1X allows you to get up to 7.5 stops image stabilisation when using the 12-100 and 300mm lens.
This is a whole stop better than the Mark III's predecessor, and quite frankly makes a noticeable difference. In-body stabilisation alone is a respectable 7 stops, and this sort of stabilisation not only helps when capturing images in low light, but also when using larger telephoto lenses. Now it's not going to replace the need for a tripod in the field, but for anyone who is limited on the amount of kit they can carry and being able to push those boundaries of their shutter speed while out shooting, really makes me wonder what creative and unique shots we will start to see. Content creators can take full advantage of the E-M1 Mark III's internal 4K movie recording at 24, 25 and 30p at approximately 102 megabits per second, or Cinema 4K at 24p at a bitrate of 237 megabits per second. You can also hook the E-M1 up to an external recorder to output at 422 via the micro HDMI port, supporting an expanded colour correction range, or step the resolution down to Full HD and shoot high-speed video at 120 frames per second. OM-Log is available too for colour grading in post-production, providing a far better matching option if shooting on multiple cameras or using LUTs in an editor like DaVinci or Premiere. Attach an external microphone using the 3.5mm port for even better sound, and monitor your audio level via the headphone jack too. Customizable continuous autofocus allows you to set the AF that best suits your subjects in your frame. Using the on-chip phase detection points and AF algorithms result in a precise focusing. A total of 4 AF target modes are available while shooting in video mode, including both the Group 9 point and Group 25 point. With the mirrorless system being lightweight and portable, Olympus have made their same stability available while shooting your latest blockbuster. Now, gimbals are not a thing of the past, but the internal 5-axis image stabilization certainly brings the Mark III close to not needing one, whether it's when shooting handheld with a longer telephoto lens or walking along just carrying your kit in your hands, and the results far exceed expectations.
The detail captured by Micro Four Thirds cameras has sometimes come into question in the past, but with handheld built-in high-res mode capable of capturing 50 megapixel images, photographers into landscape and architecture have no need to worry.
Stealing the same technology found inside the E-M1X, you can shoot in greater detail without the need of a tripod. The minimal movement and shake that occurs whilst shooting handheld allows the Mark III to use that motion to take 16 sequential shots very quickly, which are then merged into one larger format image. The results really do speak for themselves, and this feature is even possible when shooting on a longer telephoto lens. If out with a tripod, you can switch to high-res tripod mode and capture approximately 80 megapixel images, as the E-M1 shoots 8 separate photos, whilst moving the sensor in half-pixel increments. This is ideal for anyone getting creative with flash, shooting moving clouds and water, or if you have longer exposures when compared to shooting in handheld mode.
Protecting your camera in tougher environments can be quite challenging at times, but with Olympus's renowned weather sealing and supersonic wave filter, the Mark III can withstand a fair beating from Mother Nature.
Quoted as some of the most reliable dust, splash and freeze proofing, the E-M1 Mark III is able to give you the confidence to take your camera into unforgiving places. This is so essential for many photographers, and for me, being able to take a battering on a windy beach from the sand and salt water and still know that my camera is sealed against this is a real godsend. Swapping lenses while out in the field is never really advised, but the Mark III's sensor is equipped with a supersonic wave filter that vibrates at an ultra-fast 30,000 times per second to instantly remove dust and dirt that may have settled on its surface. Powered by a BLH-1 battery, the Mark III was put under pressure with the chilly early mornings and evening shoots. We did take a couple of spare batteries along with us due to Olympus quoting up to 420 shots per charge when using the mechanical shutter, and I was continuously shooting both stills and 4K video throughout the day, yet managed to only use a single battery, making the Mark III really power efficient. The dedicated charger meant I could top up the battery overnight, but with the USB Type-C port compatible with power banks, you can hook the camera up and gain more shooting time. With a maximum power supply of 100 watts, allows the battery to be fully charged in as little as 2 hours, and you can even shoot whilst using a power bank, making it ideal for longer duration shoots outside when a power source is unavailable.
The spec inside the E-M1 Mark III may not all necessarily be groundbreaking or new to the market, But when you consider Olympus are taking their high-end, and in this case flagship camera's performance, and shrinking that down into a smaller, more portable body, it leaves you rather impressed. Rapid custom autofocus settings, fast continuous burst shooting, 50 megapixel handheld high-res mode, the 4K movie recording, and that insane 7.5 stops of image stabilization really make the E-M1 Mark III a strong contender for high-end enthusiasts and pro-level shooters. If you've liked what you've seen, give us a thumbs up, don't forget to hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications on all of our future adventures, and for any more information, check out the link below or head into your local London Camera Exchange.